There is a well-known saying in Africa, when Nigeria sneezes, the rest of the African nations catch a cold. In other words, Nigeria is a strong influence on the rest of Africa. As a result of Nigeria's thriving economy, oil, numerous precious metals, telecommunications market, agriculture, movie industry, and textile market, Nigeria is the 10th fastest growing economy in the world, yet it has a poverty rate of around 60%, and its middle class makes an average of $480 to $645 a month. Unemployment in Nigeria is estimated at 38%, and in some areas, possibly 80%. There is unrest in the government and country, and sometimes violence emerges and clashes happen between different groups. Nigeria is located on the African continent, which is the second largest continent on Earth. Western Nigeria has two main seasons, rainy, which is April to October, and dry from November to March. Temperatures range from 69 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit with high humidity. Nigeria is a little more than twice the size of California, and because of its central location, Abuja became the capital in 1991. Currently, there are 56 countries in Africa, and Nigeria is now the largest state, with a population expected to reach over 1 billion people by the year 2100. Known for its rich multiple ethnic groups, Nigeria boasts hundreds of languages and dialects and has several ethnic groups. About 50% of Nigerians are Muslim and 40% are Christians. In Nigeria, traditional food is quite different from the United States. Most Nigerians eat their meals at home. Yams, vegetable beans, and cassava are a large part of their cuisine. Yams are often fried in oil or pounded to make yam stew. Their meat supply comes from deer, giraffes, and bushmeat. Holidays in Nigeria can be traced back to the British tradition. Christmas, like the United States, is celebrated on December 25th. Good Friday and Easter is a time of celebration with meals and dancing. Easter Monday is observed with picnics in quiet meadows and mountains. Muslims in Nigeria also have celebrations, as well as other religions. National Day is celebrated on October 1st. The day marks the end of British rule in 1960. Africa has between 15 to 2,000 different languages. There are approximately 500 languages in Nigeria and around 250 dialects. Yoruba is a language spoken by about 22 million people in southwest Nigeria. The language is a tonal language with 3 tones, high, mid, and low. Some estimate the total number of Yoruba dialects between 12 to 26. The various dialects are identified by their pronunciation, grammatical structure, and vocabulary. In many societies, taboos are used to guide the moral order of the society, and taboos are often thought of as forbidden. In Nigeria, it is taboo to use your left hand because one uses the left hand to clean oneself. Because many of Yorubas fear death, they say the person's head has been covered with cloth. Nigerian families hold food and eating in high regard, so it is taboo to say someone is eating. Rather, one says he is on top of the king or he is observing tradition. Nigerians' traditional and social values and ethics are respect for elders, family loyalty, support, and education. A Nigerian family I interviewed said respect for the wisdom of elders is one of the most important values in Nigeria. Age is associated with wisdom, experience, and intelligence. Looking an elder in the eye for an extended amount of time is considered disrespectful. One should also approach an elder with reverence, and many Nigerians bow to their elders. My interview family also placed great emphasis on family and human interaction. While Cole's chart in Helmer and Eddy's book, Look at Me While I Talk to You, indicates the North American values as individualism and independence, the Nigerian value is depending on family to take care of you. Nigerians also believe human interaction is important and one should take time to socialize and make connections with others. Nigerian statistics show as many as 42% of girls under 18 are forced into arranged marriages. Polygamy is acceptable, and Islam men may have up to 4 wives if they can support them. My interview family says while some marriages are arranged, meeting of one spouse is often through friends and relatives, which is how the two of them met. Nigeria's educational system is slowly making improvements. Its current literacy rate is 61%. The most positive change began in 1999 with the beginning of free mandatory primary schools for children starting at age 6. Most students attend state or federal school, and they spend 6 years in primary school, and upon graduating receive a certificate. Like schools in the United States, Nigerian schools teach math, English language, and science. In addition, Nigerian schools also teach Bible knowledge and one of the 3 main native languages. Secondary education also consists of 6 years, and students must pass tests and pay to attend. Secondary education is not mandatory. Upon completing 3 years in secondary education, students must take another test to complete their last 3 years. Those fortunate enough to attend private schools will have more educational supplies, additional educational classes, and lower student-to-teacher ratios. Understanding the Nigerian dialect with its strong British accent may give people the impression Nigerians are not fluent in English. The book Bilingual Life and Reality discusses how the accent is a result of neuromuscular factors and not lack of knowledge. To help meet the needs of Nigerian students, it is important to learn about the culture and incorporate their heritage into the classroom. While the recognized language in Nigeria is English, the culture is quite different from the United States. Some Nigerian students might have only their cultural language, such as Yoruba. It is wise for all Nigerian students upon entering American schools to be tested using the WIDA standards. Teachers can use the WIDA scores along with the WIDA can-do descriptors to find activities to meet the students' needs. Nigerian students may speak English, but are unable to read and write in English. Teachers will need to provide much instruction in English reading and writing and explicitly teach letters and phonemic awareness as needed. To make Nigerian learners comfortable in your classroom, Helmer and Eddy suggest making expectations clear and do not assume anything. Remember, Nigerian students are struggling with the new culture and environment. Keep expectations simple, state them clearly, and write them out. Other suggestions by Helmer and Eddy are as follows. Use learning partners to help students learn from their classmates. Allow extra time and practice for Nigerian students to gather their ideas and oral answers. Allow extra time for assignments and encourage drafts and peer tutoring. Be encouraging, both verbally and non-verbally. Give praise and marks for efforts, enthusiasm, attitude, and participation. And use graphic organizers. Remember, acknowledge that the adjustments are many, real, and that they vary from student to student, striking a balance between displaying empathy and understanding during the adjustment period. Nigeria is a country with a rich culture and unique individuals. While the language may be similar for some, there are still many differences compared to the United States. Nigerian students coming to America are bringing their cultural influences with them. Being culturally aware and learning about Nigeria's history, demographics, tradition, and educational system will prepare you in helping students transition into their new environment. I hope this presentation has been helpful.